Hi, boys and girls. I remember when I was a kid about your age, every night at about 6 o'clock, my mom would yell, "Time for dinner." And my brother and my sister and I, we would run into the kitchen and we'd wash our hands and we'd find our spot at the table and sit down. And my mom would get the food out of the oven and she would pour us all a tall glass of milk. And when she finally sat down and we were ready to eat, she would say to us, "How was your day at school?" And usually I would say something like, "Oh, it was so great. I got to sit with my best friend Beth at lunch today and we talked all about our favorite TV show." And my mom would say, "Tell me more." So I'd have to think, well, in math, we worked on addition facts and we played a bingo game. And my mom would say, "Tell me more." And she would keep saying, "Tell me more, tell me more, tell me more." She wanted to know all about my school day. And I bet that happens to you too. My mom would want to know about the beginning of my school day, the whole middle of the day, all the way up until the end. Give me a thumbs up if your mom or your dad or grandma or grandpa ask you at dinner time, "What was your day like?" And they want to know all the important parts. Most of you, right? So today I want to talk to you about retelling. And we're not going to be retelling our day at school. We're going to be retelling books because there are going to be times where you sit with a teacher and you read and your teacher says, "Start at the beginning and tell me what happened in the book." And they don't want to hear just one part. They don't want to hear just two parts. They want to hear the beginning, all of the important parts, in the middle, and the end. So we've been working on remembering who the characters are, what they're doing, and how they're feeling. And we're going to use all of that information to help us retell books. Because a good retelling names the characters from the beginning, middle, and end, what they were doing in order. So what did they do in the beginning of the story, in the middle of the story, and at the end of the story. But it also, in a good retelling, you talk about how the characters feel in the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and the end of the story. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now with the book Ish. We all read that a couple weeks ago during one of our whole class Zoom meetings. And I'm going to use a tool to help me retell. It's a retelling hand. And you'll notice on the hand it says who, what, and how. Well, we all know by now what that means. Who are the characters? What are they doing? And how are they feeling? In the beginning, middle, and end. So watch and listen. Okay, so here's the book Ish. So I'm going to retell that now. So in the beginning, Ramon was so happy to spend all of his time drawing. And this heart right here reminds me that I should name a feeling, and I did. I said he was happy. Next, Leon, his brother, watched Ramon draw a picture of a vase of flowers. But he laughed at it, and Ramon was probably really embarrassed because he crumpled up the paper and he decided, "I'm done." Then Marisol, his sister, came along one day, and she was watching him draw. And he was feeling really discouraged and frustrated because none of his drawings seemed quite right, and he kept crumpling them up and throwing them on the ground. And Marisol grabbed one, and she ran into her room with it. After that, Ramon chased after her, angry that she had taken the drawing. He was surprised when he found all of his crumpled up drawings hanging in Marisol's room. She told him that his vase drawing was vase-ish, and she meant that it sort of looked like a vase, and that made him feel better. So in the end, he realized that things don't always have to be perfect. He started drawing more and more pictures. He even started writing poems, and he felt really proud of himself. So boys and girls, did you see what I did there? I thought about the story Ish, and I didn't just tell one part of it. I told what happened in the beginning, and I named how Ramon was feeling in the beginning. I told the important parts in the middle, and I did it in order. And I named how his feelings changed in the middle, right? He went from feeling happy about his drawings to discouraged and frustrated. And then I also named what the characters did in the end and how the feelings changed again, because in the end he felt proud of himself. So today and every day when you go off to read, when you finish a book, you'll want to make sure that you can retell the whole story from the beginning to the middle to the end. And in your white binder, you have a tool that looks like this that's going to help you name all of those important parts. Remember to name who the characters are, what they're doing, and how they're feeling. Happy reading!